This is Optimal Living Daily Relationships, episode 126, The Power of Solitude, Taking Time to Reset, by Scott Dinsmore with goodlifezen.com. And I'm Joss Murray, your host and personal narrator, right here on the Relationships edition of Optimal Living Daily. This is the show where Justin Mullock, the producer and creator of this show, hand selects all of the content. And then, with permission from the authors, I have the honor of narrating the posts to you every Monday through Friday, free of charge. Today, I have a post from goodlifezen.com. It concentrates entirely on the relationship we have with ourselves. And given it's Monday, I'm going to go ahead and keep this intro nice and short for you today. So let's hear today's post by Scott Dinsmore and start optimizing your life. The Power of Solitude, Taking Time to Reset, by Scott Dinsmore with goodlifezen.com. Quote, "The great omission in American life is solitude, that zone of time and space, free from the outside pressures, which is the incinerator of the spirit." Maria Manns. When was the last time you were alone? I mean, really alone. No people, no noise, no technology, no distractions whatsoever. Just you and your thoughts. For me, the last time was 14 years ago on an outward-bound adventure. I was left alone in the forest with nothing but a sleeping bag, water, and a pencil and paper for 24 hours. It was one of the hardest things I've done. Being alone can be scary. It causes us to question all kinds of things. Ourselves, our actions, our life. The distractions of the world are so many that fortunately, we can go practically our whole life without ever thinking deeply about what we're really doing. All the chatter drowns out our deepest thoughts. Without space to grow, our best ideas may never materialize. We have to clear out some room. The benefits of voluntary solitude. Doing things alone is awesome. You are in complete control, and you get to let the moments take you wherever you please. There are no agendas or personalities to satisfy, no one to compare against. You'll see people in the world in an entirely different light, just pure exploring. I fell in love with it when I lived in Spain. Solo travel is the perfect example. You get to slow down, see and appreciate the world around you. Think consciously about your life without constantly reacting to the thousands of monkeys thrown on your back each day. You learn to appreciate your own company. Spending time alone allows us to get to know ourselves, to let it all hang out with no worry of others' perceptions. Be your own best company and never be without a friend. You do things you'd never do. When I'm alone, I do so much more thinking, reading, writing, meditating, observing, and exploring than I'd ever do around the hustle of society. Your priorities change. Life gets simpler. Whether you are constantly around people or not, some intentional time to let your thoughts run wild can be valuable medicine for us all. How to get the most out of time with yourself. Number 1, schedule it. Pick at least a night and ideally a full weekend or a few days where you'll be alone. Number 2, leave town. Solitude can be experienced at home, but I've found it best to get out of your surroundings. It helps break the pattern of everyday life and thinking. Number 3, find a place without distractions. Maybe a friend or family's mountain cabin, beach, or lake house. Anything to get away. The cheapest and simplest is to pitch a tent in the woods for a few days. Another idea is a meditation retreat for a day, a few days, or longer. You won't have a choice but to slow down. I have done various 1- and 2-day retreats and loved them. Good Life Zen and Mary's virtual retreats are great ways to ease into taking some time to yourself. Number 4, be close to nature. This always helps get us back to our roots and immediately tends to calm the desire to do a million things at once. The fresh air, colors, and sounds are some of the best therapy one can find. Number 5, eat simply. Stick to a bunch of water, nuts, fruits, and vegetables if you can. It makes shopping cheap and easy, and you might find yourself with a bit more energy when you return to reality. Number 6, pack simply. There will be no one to impress out there, so pack light. Only the bare necessities: books, journal, and a few personal items. Err on the side of less. It gives you one less thing to worry about before and during your adventure. Number 7, leave the technology at home. For your first retreat, I'd recommend no technology at all, and especially no internet. Don't kid yourself. If it's there, it will consume you. Leave it behind. I'd even recommend a couple days with nothing, not even a journal or book. Then you are guaranteed to do the things you rarely do at home. You are forced simply to be. There is nothing to check off, so it's impossible to be in a rush. The feeling will be wild. Note, if you must have a computer, say, if writing is the purpose of your getaway, only allow it in designated times and avoid connecting to the web. Perhaps mornings and nights, so you can enjoy your days outside. Number 8, get rid of your watch and calendar. Let the days flow as they may. For the first time in a while, you have nowhere to be. Number 9, take some deep breaths. Find someplace quiet, sit still, close your eyes, focus on your breath. Ideally, do this outside. Think about nothing at all. Just listen and enjoy. Some call this meditation. Call it whatever you want. Take at least a couple 30-minute sessions a day to just be. Number 10, ask the big questions of yourself, the ones you never have a chance to ask. What am I passionate about? What's great in my life? What am I proud of? What is my purpose? What am I best at? What am I meant to do in this world? The point is not to solve life's problems. It is to open your mind to them and address the idea that there's a lot to be learned about yourself. You deserve some solitude. Life has gotten too complicated to not reserve some time to ourselves and our thoughts every once in a while. It is not just about being alone. It's about being disconnected from life and consciously connected with your thoughts. For those of you who claim you don't have time for it, you are the ones who need it most. Trust me, I was there with you. There will always be times in life when you are alone, whether it's your decision or not. Why not get used to them and learn to embrace the calm? These times give us a chance to experience life in a way we never otherwise would. Make solitude a priority, and your mind and body will thank you. You just listened to the post titled, The Power of Solitude, Taking Time to Reset, by Scott Dinsmore with GoodLifeZen.com. Thank you to Good Life Zen for letting us share this inspiring post with you today. Scott Dinsmore was an adventurer and entrepreneur who founded Live Your Legend, a career and connection platform to inspire people to find their passion. You may recognize his name from his 2012 TED Talk about how to find and do work you love. He sadly passed while climbing Mount Kilimanjaro in 2015. I'd actually like to dedicate this episode to my father in hope that he may have success finding inner peace. I know you've been struggling with loneliness as a result of the distance between you and Mom, so I pray this post inspires you to embrace the time you have alone and ultimately find joy in it rather than loneliness. Love you. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, I'm going to give you guys all a break from promotional stuff today. So that's it for episode 126. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you again tomorrow and Wednesday with a 2-part post from Mark Chernoff of markandangel.com, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more, from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.